right. Round two. um, all right. Con. Hey, it's beautiful though. I'm looking at the, we back on and popping. GMS Soldier Yahweh Shai says Shalom Makim fuck Esau, man. Yeah, man, this is what we deal with, Um, spiritual wickedness, principalities of the air. But it doesn't discourage us because we were joking after it's up. Forget it. We're gonna go out and go to the strip club on Shabbat. That's all right. Which of course we're not gonna do. We're just playing. But a lot of people get discouraged. All right. But we're not. And we're gonna continue to push it. And this is an uplifting, a spiritual uplifting exhortation. All right. We all want deliverance, and we want the Most High, Yahweh Shai, to come save us. All right, but it's going to be a process. Let white men tell it, and these wicked churches tell it. White, blonde hair, blue-eyed, cracker Jesus, Christos, Jesus is going to come out and just appear in the sky and start to and like ma, and angels and with wings and white cherubs gonna be up there singing and blowing trumpets, and everybody who's believed in Jesus gonna have a rapture and float up into the sky and disappear to some heavenly realm that's outside the earth and live forever and ever in paradise.
Right.
And
the faggots and fucking motherfuckers sleeping with animals, if they believe they can be saved. I don't want to be in that heaven, man.
That's right.
I don't want to be there with fucking faggots and next to Esau, man.
That's right.
The same devil that's been persecuting me, and now he's living alongside of me happily in the kingdom.
That's right. That's right. So it's real spiritual. Did you put it in the group that the new put in there too, so brothers know. And basically, it's bullshit. It's madness. Now, according to the scriptures, we are going to rise into the sky, but how? We're going to be beamed up into the chariots of the Lord, and then we're going to be. The Lord's going to take us home to our place, and we're going to be in our own land. All right, but there's even a process to all that. There's a lot of stuff that's going to go down. All right, but the main point of this right here is the Lord is going to bring the chariots, the so-called UFOs, to save us. So we're just going to jump in the scriptures now. This will be basically part 2 of the chariots are deliverance. Do you have that in Kings? Or you go like this up?
This is 2 Kings 6, and I'm gonna start at 11. Therefore, the heart of the king of Syria was sore troubled for this thing. And he called his servants and said unto them, will ye not show me which of us is for the king of Israel? And one of his servants said, none, my lord, O king. But Elisha the prophet that is in Israel telleth the king of Israel the words that thou speakest in thy bedchamber. And he said, go and spy where he is, that I may send and fetch him. And it was told him, saying, behold, he is in Dothan.
So the king of Syria wants to, come against our people, but he want to hear the words of the prophet. We're the prophets today. Those same prophets that were back in those days, they had their offices. Where we're the prophets today, and we have our offices, and our office is to tell the Lord's will. And these other nations actually, they really want to know what the Lord is going to do because they want to try to maneuver and do their thing. But they don't have faith, and the Lord is dealing and talking to us, and He's going to send those chariots to save us. But at this time, they were trying to find the prophet. Go ahead.
It says, Verse 14, therefore send he thither horses and chariots and a great host, and they came by night and compassed the city about.
So Dothan, a city, is where Elisha was staying, and the king of Syria sent in horses and chariots. So in modern day terms, it's just like martial law. All right, when they send a whole bunch of chariots, a whole bunch of horses, a whole bunch of soldiers, and they surround, compass the roundabout, meaning they enclose the city so no one can go in or go out unless they approve of it. All right, and that's, you got to understand, that is a scary sight. You know, see, imagine walking outside your door and you seeing nothing but tanks and Humvees and trucks and soldiers walking by with M16s or AR-15s or whatever fucking weapons they got, and military garb, and like they have in Ezekiel talking about the chariots and buckler, helmet, and shield roundabout. All right, so it was very imposing. Go ahead.
It says, verse 15, and when the servant of the man of the Most High was risen early and gone forth, behold, an host compassed the city, both with horses and chariots. And his servant said unto him, alas, my master, how shall we do?
So now his servant, Elisha, servant was like, wait, what the fuck? They got 1, 2, 3, I can't even count. They got chariots over here, chariots over there, horses and chariots all around. Man, they coming for us. We doomed. He started fretting. He started, losing his mind. Now, when the chariots come here this go round, they've been bred by Hollywood media to be in deathly fear. All right. First of all, they're gonna think, oh, that's a plane. That's got it, because they see one, they're like, okay, that's a plane, or the Air Force, the government got some new kind of thing. But when they start seeing them coming and appearing in different shapes, different sizes, some the size of cities, some the size of neighborhoods, some the size of houses, all different shapes and sizes. Some long rectangular, some triangular. Marala, he said he saw one that was triangular, low, last week, and to the point that he'd never seen one as low, and it was shaped as a triangle. All right, you're gonna that's what's going to, and then they're going to see them with the lights and the flying and moving like we're going to read in Ezekiel, all kinds of different ways. That's going to make motherfuckers say, God damn, what the fuck is going on? They're going to start losing their mind. So you go look at the movie Independence Day, the first one, right? When those chariots start showing, well, people could start running. Now you had a very small few that went up to the top of the tower and was up there, save me, take me, right? And then that chariot sent a missile and blew all their asses up. But spiritually speaking, the righteous is going to be like, hey, save me, help me, Father. Please don't, that Christian song, your favorite song, do not pass me by. We're going to be like, Lord, no, wait. Please, Lord, no. All right. We're going to be wanting to get beamed up, all right, to the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. All right, but the wicked and the heathen, matter of fact, give me that real quick, Jeremiah 10:2. Because that other ladder we use, Jeremiah 10:2, always about the customs and not following the Christmas, Halloweens, and customs and shit of the Esau. But it also lets you know another part. Esau is scared of what they see in the sky. And another big thing is NASA does a live feed in outer space of the Earth and around the Earth. And they cut the live feed temporarily a couple of days ago.
They do that
every time, and they do it often, periodically. So the chariots will come right in front of the camera, and now you know the chariots move fast as hell. But when you know this chariot slow down, it's because it wants to be seen. All right, when it takes off its cloak, it wants to be seen. Matter of fact, give me that real quick.
It's Jeremiah 10:2. Thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them.
So it's to be not dismayed at what?
At the signs of heaven.
Now the heavens, the first layer of heaven is the expanse that's in the sky. It's huge. The air between the ground and the firmament, the ozone layer, is a huge expanse. That's the first layer of heaven. Paul said he was caught up to the third heaven. All right. That's one layer. You got outer space. That's another layer. And then you got the heavenly realm and personal realm of Yahweh. That's another layer. All right. And so, and through the heavens, when you said, read it again.
It says, Jeremiah 10:2, thus said Yahweh, learn not the way of the heathen.
So we don't learn the way of the heathens, and the heathens tell you what? There's no such thing as UFOs, right? That's what the white man says, right?
Or he says it's green aliens that's in that motherfucker.
All right, well, but the majority of them say there ain't one.
Right.
That's a fantasy. And then the ones of those who do believe, they call them grays, gray aliens, green aliens, Martians, or whatever the fuck, which is it's hocus pocus bullshit. Right? So don't believe that shit. Let's go to the scriptures and let the scriptures define what is the truth. All right, go ahead.
And be not dismayed at the signs of heaven.
And be not dismayed when you see in the heavens and the Lord make these signs. One of those signs are the chariots. When they come, there are deliverance. Do not be afraid of the chariots of the Lord, man. Because if you're afraid of them, that means you ain't been doing right. Now be afraid if they pass you by. Is your ass. Yep. And that's our fear.
No, I was gonna say Zechariah the 5th chapter says that the chariots are a curse unto the wicked, man, unto a thief.
Get it. Let's pull that out.
Finish this last part.
No,
says for the heathen are dismayed at them.
And so the heathen are scared when they see the chariots, and Esau has been seeing the chariots for a long time. All right. If you go back into the 50s, I believe, I don't know, the 50s or the 60s, over Washington, D.C., they flew across in formation. They flew across in formation. It makes me think of another precept real quick. See if I can find it right.
It's the birds.
Yeah, birds flying or something like. You already know. Isaiah 31:5. As birds flying, so will the Lord of hosts defend Jerusalem. What the fuck does that mean? As birds flying. Huh? Oh, he's going to send a bunch of eagles, a bunch of vultures, a bunch of swallows and swoops and storks and pelicans to come save us and start pecking at Esau and them tanks. Do that make sense? As birds flying, he's going to, the Lord of hosts is going to defend Jerusalem. No, that's how we lost. We had a whole bunch of doves and pigeons defending us. Get the fuck out of here, man. All right? No, you've watched the fucking the planes of Esau, the chariots of Esau. All right? And they when they do their air and water shows and their little sea shows or whatever, they fly in what? Flying V, a flying formation. Who does that fly like a V where you have one plane here, another plane here, another plane here on the other side of this plane, one here slightly to the back and left or back to the back and right, and here, and all together it looks like a flying V going together. All right, you see that with the ducks, the birds who go from the north to the south for the summer and then go fly back. First, well, when the winter comes, they fly south, and then when the summer comes, they fly north. They're flying migrations. You'll see that flying V. Well, the Lord said, all right. Matter of fact, I'm gonna read Isaiah 31:4. For thus hath the Lord spoken unto me, like as the lion and the young lion roaring on his prey, when a multitude of shepherds is called forth against him, he will not be afraid of their voice, nor abase himself for the noise of them. So shall the Lord of hosts come down. Right, the Most High said he's going to come down to fight for Mount Zion. He's going to come down and fight for us. That's how we're going to get delivered. He's going to come down. Now they say he's going to come down just as one and float down and just hover and spin in the air and just stand there. And it's like and no, it's not going to be like that. All right, to fight for Mount Zion and for the hill thereof. Now we see warriors and nations fight. They fight through instruments, through chariots, through horses, through tanks, things of that nature. Well, the Lord has his own army of chariots that have nuclear. Well, I'm not going to say nuclear because it's far better than nuclear. It's lasers, all right? And in that laser is a sulfur mixed with a whole bunch of other stuff. Brimstone, he calls it brimstone and sulfur, all right? So I'm going to stick with what the Lord calls it. I can't go scientific in the nuclear weaponry that they have here. But it is so highly powerful and concentrated. If the Lord wanted to blow up this one block with nuclear fire, this one block will be fucked up and everything else will be fine. There will be no radiation, no aftermath, no anything outside of that. The Lord knows how to have concentrated fire to come down and burn something. And for an example of that is Elijah, when he was fighting against those false prophets, and he said no, put water on it. Go ahead and dig a trench, soak it up with water. Go ahead and put the bullocks on there, soak that with water. Put the wood, soak that with water. So that it was so overflowing with water, so you know if you put a light or fire, it wasn't going to light. The Lord sent fire, concentrated fire, and matter of fact, let's get that real quick, because that's the power of the nuclear. That's the power of the chariots of the Lord. Right.
And then another one when he called down fire from heaven on them armies that was sent to come get him.
That's right.
You know.
That's right.
Concentrated fire sitting down on their head.
That's right. I'm gonna try to see if I can find that scripture real quick.
Because I know it got mocked in there.
You talking about that where I'm looking for?
Yeah.
Oh, man, it's gonna be easy to find this one. This is it's 1 Kings. I got it. 1 Kings 18:35. I'm not gonna read the whole thing, but this is Elijah. 1 Kings 18:31. And Elijah took 12 stones according to the number of the tribes of the sons of Jacob, unto whom the word of the Lord came, saying, Israel shall be thy name. And with the stones he built an altar in the name of the Lord, and he made a trench about the altar, as great as would contain 2 measures of seeds. And he put the wood in order and cut the bullocks in pieces, laid him on the wood, and said, fill 4 barrels with water, and pour it on the burnt sacrifices and on the wood. And he said, do it the second time. And they did it the second time. And he said, do it the third time. And they did it the third time. So they took 4 barrels of water, not once, not twice, 3 times. All right. That's 12 barrels of water. And which is symbolic, okay, and poured it all around the altar and so forth. And the water ran round about the altar, and he filled the trench also with water. So he did all that, and then the big trench they dug around it, he filled that with water. So it was nothing but a running, watery, soaked altar with sacrifice on it. And it came to pass at the time of the offering of the evening sacrifice that Elijah the prophet came near and said, Lord, power of Abraham, Isaac, and Israel, let it be known this day that thou art the most high in Israel, and that I am thy servant, and that I have done all these things at thy word. Hear me, O Lord, hear me, that this people may know that thou art the Lord, power, and that thou hast turned their heart back again. Then fire of the Lord, all right, fire, the Hebrew word ash, fire, flame, supernatural fire, all right, God's anger, all right. I like that. It said supernatural fire, because the Lord's fire that's going to come from the chariots is not natural as in what we can reduplicate down here on earth. The closest we can do to reduplicate that is ICBM nuclear missile. But the Most High has an even more better concentrated fire, all right. Then fire of Yahweh fell and consumed the burnt sacrifice. So it burnt up the sacrifice like that. And the wood. Now remember, this is all soaked in water. And the stones. People don't understand the fire that comes from the Lord through the chariots, which is going to fuck this place up, simultaneously saving our ass. All right? Every building, every stone, every concrete, every brick and mortar is going to be burnt, disintegrated. It's going to melt everything. Period. That's why this is going to be a desert. All right? That's how cold the fire of the Lord is. It can burn up stone. All right? Now you take you a fire and put it on a rock, on a stone, and see that it don't do shit. But you can also Google Mount, what's the mountain? It's escaping me right now.
Sinai.
Khan. And where the Lord came down and hovered the chariot over that, and at the top of that mountain is still burnt to this day. All right, the Most High wanted to, he could have destroyed the mountain, but he could have melted the mountain, but he did it, and it's the burnt top on the mountain to this day. And if you go back to Exodus 20, when he said when the Lord was over the mount, he said, "Tell them don't come near the mount or touch the mount." If they would have touched the mount, they would have burnt the fuck up. All right, they would have died. All right, that's how cold the power of the Lord is in them chariots. And the stones and the dust, and licked up the waters that was in the trench. And when the people saw it, they fell on their faces. They said, "The Lord, He is God. The Lord, He is God." So the Lord's going to do another move to where He's going to show that He's the power, and everybody else who comes in, they're going to see that when these chariots come, that's the power, man. All right. That and like brother Yashwamba just posted, he said we need those chariots. This beast has too much power. We have no way to defeat Esau and his armies. All right, Lord, first of all, has to give us spiritual power, and the Lord has to come bring the chariots down and burn this place up. That's matter of fact, get that in was it Peter when he said he's going to do with fervent heat. He's going to fuck up. He destroyed the earth first by water, but this time he's going to do it by fire. All right, and fire is a cleansing agent. All right, if you fire cleans like water cleanses, fire also cleanses. So the Lord is going to cleanse this earth. All right, go ahead.
This is 2 Peter 3:10. But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat.
So the element, now every single brick, stone, steel beam, nuts and bolts, concrete, all those are made up of elements. The Lord knows how to melt what?
It says, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat.
The Most High can melt the atoms. He can melt elements. He can melt them. All right. So everything that's over here is going to be passed away. Go ahead.
The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burnt up.
So everything that's here in America is going to be burnt the fuck up. And over there in Israel. All right. Lord has to clean Israel. We're not going to set up shop in the Pink City. All right. We're not about to set up shop in Tel Aviv and where they have the one of the biggest homosexual parades in the planet. You know what I'm saying? And they're supposed to be the righteous one. So if the Jewish people were the actual real Jews, basically Yahweh Shai is there now, because according to the scriptures, when the Israelites will return to Israel, he will be there, right? And he's cool. They're cool. They can be faggots and lesbians. That's fine, no problem. Let them have the gay side. That's okay. We're gonna be righteous. Get the fuck out of here, man. All right, go ahead.
It says, seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved.
To dissolve, what the fuck does dissolve mean? All right, totally broke down to the smallest elemental level, and that's what the Most High Yahweh Shem Yahushua is about to do. Go ahead.
What manner of persons ought ye to be in all holy conversation and godliness?
So how should we act? How should we conduct ourselves? What citizens are we of? Yahweh Shem Yahushua and Yasharallah. All right. So
back to 1 Kings.
Yeah, back to 1 Kings.
This is 1 Kings 6, and I'm gonna read 15 again. And when the servant of the man of the Most High was risen early and going forth, behold, an host compassed the city, both with horses and chariots. And his servant said unto him, Alas, my master, how shall we do? And he answered, Fear not, for they that be with us are more than they that be with them.
So, well, now back to Isaiah, his servant was like, oh, Lord, Elisha, look, they got tanks and troops over there. They got chariots over there. They got soldiers over here. We ain't got nowhere we can escape. What we gonna do? And Elisha said, brother, relax, bro. It's all right, Shemai. Okay? They that be with us are more than be with them. And we, every single Israelite, must know. And we can go into Yahweh Shai. Then Satan tempt him, saying, "Hey, did basically jump down here or cast this or whatever? The Legion's going to save you." And Yahweh Shai told him, "Tempt not the Lord." Right? If Yahweh Shai, when Satan was tempting him, could have called a legion of angels, of chariots, which would have been tens of thousands of angels, to come and fuck up whatever, you know. But no, the Lord said in due time. There are, matter of fact, I'm gonna get that in Psalm 68. All right, there's tens of thousands and thousands and thousands of chariots, man. This is Psalm 68. I'm gonna start with 4. Sing unto the Most High, sing praises to His name, extol and praise Him that rideth upon the heavens. So Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Yahweh the Father, likes to ride upon the heavens. He said, rideth upon the heavens. Now, Jake loves to ride. Jake loves to get in his car, get on the road, get his speakers, get the boom boom, all right, and get the fancy spokes, chariot wheels, all right. I bet you back in the day, because the Lord says nothing's new under the sun. When we had chariots back in Israel with horses, I guarantee you they were decked out, all right, and I guarantee you, all right. Jake likes to do that. Where did we get that from? Where did we get, riding in a chariot and just sitting back and rolling, riding? We got it from our Father, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. All right. And he said, He rideth upon the heavens by His name, Yah, and rejoice before Him. I'm going to jump to verse 17. The chariots of God, the Most High, are 20,000, even thousands of angels. The Lord is among them as in Sinai, in the holy place. Now, Sinai is a mountain. It's a huge mountain, all right? He said Yahweh is among the chariots. So when the chariots of the Most High, He has a chariot too. And He got the biggest, baddest, baddest chariots. And they mock us with those chariots, with the Death Star and Star Wars, the moon. That's a planet that flows and it has a big laser beam, and so forth. They got that right out of the scriptures, all right? But the Most High, his chariots are huge, all right? His chariots they're like a mountain, and we can go down to Ezekiel too. I mean, not Ezekiel. We're gonna get Ezekiel for Yahweh willing, but also Esdras. Which I don't know, second Esdras, right? Khan. All right. He says, but the chariots of the Most High are 20,000, even thousands. So let's go look at that real quick. I'm gonna go to Etamon and go to the strong notes, the definitions behind the first of all chariot, and even by definition, is a vehicle, man. If it's a vehicle, it has to move. If the Lord has a vehicle that moves, that's got to be a badass vehicle, all right? And it's called the Chariots of the Lord, so-called UFOs. All right, so this is 68 and what verse is there? 17.
It goes back to, no, I was thinking, because the brother, GMS, we at the end, basically mentioned the New Independence Day.
Huh.
And in the New Independence Day, when the chariot was coming down, they said it's touching down over the Atlantic. And they said, which part? He said all of it. You know what I'm saying? And it reminds me of I think it's the Revelation 12. I think it's I'm not sure of the chapter, but when it says that one foot was in the water and the other foot was on land,
right?
Right. That's that big ass chariot, man.
That's right, brother. All right, and it's good. And brothers out here on the comment board, they're giving out great precepts. I'm jumping up. I'm just going to hit a couple of them. GMS soldier of Yahweh Shai, Isaiah 26 and 20. Come, my people, enter thou into thy chambers, and shut the doors about thee. Hide thyself, as it were, for a little moment, until the indignation be overpassed. I would have put that one out further on in the lesson, but
yeah, I had it. I was thinking about it.
Right, that's one of my favorite chariot scriptures, because those chambers are the chariots. All right, And even in Revelation, it said that we're going to be looking on, standing on the sea of glass. That's us in the chariots over the atmosphere, looking at the burning and taking down, and how we like to claim it, the spiritual fireworks.
You know, it's crazy.
Yeah.
I'm holding Revelations 11 and 12 because I was going to read it, you know, once the Spirit allowed it. I looked down, and it's Revelation 10 when I was speaking about the chariot having 1 foot in the water, and it was right here.
Well, read it, because go ahead, because we can come right back to this. Go ahead,
it's Revelation 10 and 1. It says, and I saw another mighty angel come down from heaven, clothed with a cloud, and a rainbow was upon his head, which goes back to Ezekiel, the 1st chapter, with the chariots being the different colors of the rainbow.
That's right.
It says, and his face was as it were the sun, and his feet as pillars of fire. And he had in his hand a little book open, and he set his right foot upon the sea, and his left foot upon the earth.
That's right. Those chariots are massive, and they can change sizes. Yeah. They can shrink. It could be a chariot flying in this room right now, and we can't see it and don't know it. All right, and it can come and expand and be the size of this building. If I go get my father and tell you he was around 70 years old, he'll tell you back in the 60s, he saw a chariot hovering over a tree. All the kids and different people in the neighborhood sitting there throwing rocks and throwing stuff. He said that him and his brother, they went across. He said, no, we're going to go across the street. We're not going to play with that. We don't know what's going to come out of that. We don't know nothing. So they had respect, and they stood out at afar and just marveled at it, while the other little kids sitting there throwing bricks and rocks and shit, trying to hit the chariot. You know what I'm saying? He said it was low, that it was so low that it was over a tree. And through the Spirit, that was, I believe, the Lord giving my father faith, and then also putting us through his bloodline, and and to be a faith booster for him and us during this time. Because when we came into the truth, and before Pops would tell us little stories, we was like, yeah, UFOs, whatever. And when we came into the truth, it's like, Pops, what was that story you told us again about UFO? What was that again? And we was like, Pops, that's a chariot. That was in the Bible. That's how God's gonna save us and deliver us. And that was early on in our faith, but that was the Lord. The Lord did that. All right. You got what other one you was holding in Isaiah, the Revelation slide?
Yeah, 11 and 12. It says, I'm gonna start at 11. It's Revelation 11 and 11. And after 3 days and a half, the Spirit of life from the Most High entered into them, and they stood upon their feet, and great fear fell upon them which saw them. Which you can link that with Wisdom of Solomon, the 5th chapter, man. That's why this devil fucking with our live streams, starting with the apostles and elders and all the other brothers, man, having technical difficulties, man. You know, and all these false flags, you know what I'm saying? The nigga in the dashiki, right. You know what I'm saying? All this shit.
They're wrapping it up to come kill us, man.
That's right.
They want to destroy us as if they could. Right?
Yeah, because they scared, man.
That's right.
These fucking heathens are scared. It said, verse 12, and they heard a great voice from heaven saying unto them, come up hither. And they ascended up into heaven in a cloud, and their enemies beheld them.
That's right. And they ascended up in heaven in clouds. Those clouds are chariots, and the enemies beheld them. That reminds me of the Apocrypha when it says, the strangers of our salvation.
Yeah, the 5th chapter.
God, Wisdom of Solomon. It's, you can hit it real quick. Just hit the point. All right, because they're going to be amazed at the strangeness of our salvation, and that's going to be strange to them. They're going to be like, wait a minute. They can, first of all, they're the Israelites. Now they're getting beamed up and into these UFOs, these chariots, and it's going to be strange to them because they've been taught and bred since the TV industry that there's no such thing as UFOs. All right, go ahead.
It's Wisdom of Solomon.
But then where the fuck they get the idea from? In order to have, even for them to make the movies with the UFOs, they had to get the idea from somewhere. They got it from where? The scriptures. Go ahead.
It's Wisdom of Solomon 5 and 2. It says, when they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear.
So when they see the chariots coming from all over, because it says from the east, was it Matthew 24? From the east to the west, like lightning, you're gonna see the Lord. It ain't gonna be is he over there? Is he over here? No, there's gonna be so many chariots in the skies. It's gonna be you're gonna see it. I remember having dreams where I seen chariots in a dream going house to house, literally going boom, 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 as if someone was there to beam up, they'll beam up. If it was not there, they passed it up and beaming it up. You know, it was a dream, but it's symbolic for Lord is going to go through the whole earth, and he's how Shai said it. He's not going to lose one. All right, and that's why it's so important and imperative that we pray to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. And I can, when I think this, I can weep instantly. Please don't pass me by. Please don't leave me. Save me. That should be in the earnest of every brother's soul in prayer and hope. Because we're not guaranteed to have a seat on that chariot. All right? So we sit up to condemning and talking and cussing these Edomites out, thinking we were all righteous, just to find out when he comes and we be like, Yahweh Shai, didn't I do this? Didn't I do that? I don't know you. I don't know. Who are you? Bitch. and then what can we say to justify ourselves? Nothing. We had to hang their heads and just take that missile. That's heavy. That's heavy. I don't want it. Go ahead, brother.
It says, when they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear, and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation.
So they're gonna be amazed at how the Lord is saving us, and that's through those chariots. Go ahead.
It says, so far beyond all that they look for.
So nobody's been saying that there's going to be a plane, a vehicle, a chariot of the Lord to come down to beam up the so-called Negro, Latino, Native American Indians, the righteous of Israel, and save them. They're not saying that. That's only being taught by the righteous men of Yahweh Ba'asham, Yahweh Shai. All right. Go ahead.
Okay. This is 1 Thessalonians 4, and I'm gonna get straight to the point. Verse 17. Then we which are alive and remain shall be caught up together with them in the clouds to meet the Lord in the air, and so shall we ever be with the Lord.
See, now they look at that, and that's where they get the rapture shit from. They just think they're gonna just flow up, and they're gonna be up there hovering in the air, right on with Yahweh Shai, and just hovering. You know what I'm saying? Then y'all just go beam up together into Never Land, which is bullshit. Read that again.
It says, then we which are alive and remain shall be caught up together with them in the clouds to meet the Lord in the air, and so shall we ever be with the Lord. Wherefore comfort one another with these words.
So we're going to be caught up into those chariots. We're going to be beam me up. Yahweh Ba'ashim, Yahweh Shai. All right. I want to go. I want to hit some of these more precepts for these brothers, but I do have this breakdown of Psalm 68:17. It says the chariots. The word for chariot is the Hebrew word rakab, but marakab basically, and it means a team, chariot, chariotry, millstone, riders, chariotry, chariots, single, upper millstone, as riding on, or lower millstone, riders, troops of riders, horsemen, pair of horsemen, men riding, as riders, camel riders. But it's a chariot, which means something that is something that people ride upon. All right, and that's the root of that word is also rakab, which means the root of the word makab means to mount and ride, to mount and sit on, or sit or ride on, to ride, be riding, to cause to ride, to cause to ride, cause to draw, so forth. So it means to something that you ride in, ride upon. That's when they say marakab is the full word of the word chariot. Because let me double check. Okay, this in other scriptures, but in this scripture it says rakab. But it's the chariot, which is the chariot of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai. All right. He said, "Are 20,000." Now 20,000 is the word rabiwa. No, it's like rabawa. 10,000 or myriad. All right. So it said basically tens of thousands. All right. But the root of the word rabab means are many, multiplied, increased, manifold, ten thousands, plural. So it's basically tens of thousands. It means a whole fucking lot. All right. But then it says even thousands. All right. And that's the Hebrew word alaf. All right, which it means 1,000, or 1,000, a company as a company of men under one leader, troops. All right. So basically, when they say 10 are 20,000, even thousands, is basically saying thousands of thousands. So you say you can take 10,000 and time it down thousands. Which thousands? You fucking don't. You can't. The thousands is a lot. All right. So he said 20,000, even thousands of angels. That lets you know what's inside the chariots is who? Angels. Of who? The Lord. And he said he's among them, as in Sinai. All right, which is a mountain. All right. So that there are thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of chariots. There's thousands of them. All right. That's the reason why let's go back to Isaiah, so we can see when he opened up his eyes, you know, it was no joke. Go ahead, brother.
No, this back in 2 Kings 6 and 16. And he answers, it says, and he answered, fear not, for they that be with us are more than they that be with them. And Elisha prayed and said, Yahweh, I pray thee, open his eyes that he may see. And Yahweh opened the eyes of the young man, and he saw, and behold, the mountain was full of horses and chariots of fire round about Elisha. So
he was the soldier, the servant was fretting. Elisha said, don't worry about it. They who be with us is more than that be with them. So we have to take that same understanding and know now that the tens and tens and thousands of chariots that Howard Shai was talking about in Psalm 68 and 4 is going to be tens and tens and thousands more than all of Esau's, all of the Chinese, all the Japanese, all, I don't give a fuck, white man, black man, green man, orange man, it doesn't fucking matter. Whatever chariots and planes and armory that they have, the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, has triple and quadruple, if not a number I can Google of times more, all right, than anybody else's chariots. All right. And read that last part again, Bob.
Okay. It says, and behold, the mountain was full of horses and chariots of fire round about Elisha.
All right. He opened his eyes, right? Read that part again.
Oh, verse 17 again. Elisha prayed and said, Lord, I pray thee, open his eyes that he may see.
So he first, in order for you to see a chariot, that means they have cloaking technology. All right. That's how Esau knows about cloaking technology, and Esau has cloaking technology now. All right. But how did they know about it? Because they seen it in the scriptures. He said, Father, open his eyes. Now Elijah knew, and maybe Elijah could see. All right. Because everybody can't see a chariot. The Lord has to open your eyes to see it. And the proof of that is we're out there pointing and doing this and that and looking at chariots while everybody else is like dip dip bum bum. Zippity doo da zippity. Okay, guys, what you're looking at? Huh? It's right there. What? That, can you see it? Huh? What you're talking about? You know what I'm saying? And literally that's happened where brothers like, that's a chariot. People looking like, what? I don't see nothing. All right, because they can't see it. The Lord lets who he wants to see it. All right. If he took the spiritual covering off of everyone's eyes right now, you will see nothing but chariots entering in and out of the atmosphere on a regular basis. All the time. Doing what? Picking up souls of men, sending down souls of men, right? Overseeing, starting shit. All right. Was it an Obadiah, an ambassador was sent among the heathen? A rumor has been sent. They send an ambassador. They come. They go. The chariots will go in there and go in Putin's ear, go out and Obama ear, or these other different world leaders, the Rothschilds ear, and send their ass off. All right. The Lord, they do the spiritual work of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. Yahweh Shai is not sitting in the heavens twiddling his thumbs. Right. Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai is working. All right. The angels in the heavens are working. All right. So that's why we're down here doing our job, and that's why we get cussed out when we slack on our job, on our duties. All right. That's why the elders been coming heavily down on the brothers to pick it up, do their videos, and push out this truth. All right.
That was in
That was-
Kings. I got Zechariah 5th chapter.
That's the spirit, because that's the spirit. Brother Bible teacher SC had put it Zechariah 5, and that was my next one. So that's the spirit. All right. But I just I want to. I think there's another point in that though. In that Kings.
In the Kings, when he smite them,
Well, first thing there's a couple more points in that. First, he opened their eyes. So first, you have to pray the Lord to open your eyes to see the chariots, and hope when He does reveal them to everyone that we get redeemed and beamed up in them. And when He sent those, opened up His eyes, it was to comfort that servant, to tell him, you think the Esau army, the Syrian army, the Russian army, whoever the fuck army that's surrounding us has power over us when we have something surrounding them? Go ahead. Read that last verse again.
Verse 17 in 2 Kings 6. And Elisha prayed and said, Lord, I pray thee, open his eyes that he may see. And the Lord opened the eyes of the young man, and he saw. And behold, the mountain was full of horses and chariots of fire.
Okay, chariots of what?
Of fire.
That lets you know that wasn't no physical goddamn horse pulled earthly chariot. So when's the last time you saw an earthly chariot with the horses on fire, the chariot on fire, the rider on fire, and they cool, they just kicking it like, here, burning the fuck up? No, it don't work like that. All right, that chariots of fire let you know it was a engine, a moving creature. All right, as the Ezekiel calls it. It was an engine. It was a machine. All right, it was a vehicle. Go ahead, brother.
This is Isaiah 66 and 15. For behold, Yahweh will come with fire, and with his chariots like a whirlwind, to render his anger with fury and his rebuke with flames of fire.
I had that was on the list. That was beautiful. Read it again, brother.
Cut. It says, for behold, the Lord will come with fire, and with his chariots like a whirlwind, to render his anger with fury and his rebuke with flames of fire.
The Most High calls those chariots clouds, whirlwinds, all right, chariots. There's a couple other names that he uses. All right.
In Revelation, Yahweh was on a white horse.
Yeah, a horse. Kind calls it a horse. All right, because it's a vehicle and it moves and carries you. All right. We in our cars we can say they got what, XYZ horsepower. All right. Does that mean that we're riding a horse? No, it's a chariot. All right. But it's only to those who can receive it. So those chariots of fire were round about him, right? What else in that scripture?
Verse 17.
Yeah.
That was it. It says, "In chariots of fire round about Elisha."
Right. And what's the next verse?
Verse 18. And when they came down to him, Elisha prayed unto the Lord and said, smite this people, I pray thee, with blindness. And he smote them with blindness according to the word of Elisha.
So those the chariots that were standing around, what he did what? He fought. He smoked the whole army with blindness. They couldn't see. When the Lord comes with these chariots, he's going to smite these nations. He's going to smite these nations. He's going to render them a desert, and he's going to save us simultaneously. And in the other nations where our people are at, that he's not going to destroy with the nuclear fire. He's going to pick the elect of Israel and save them from those different nations. All right, from China to Russia to Australia to the Philippines to Samoa to Iceland, Greenland, Antarctica. I don't give a fuck. Wherever we are, they could be in the middle of the ocean on a ship. All right, they can be in a fucking submarine. It doesn't matter. The Lord's going to save us. All right. Go ahead and get that Zechariah.
This is Zechariah, the 5th chapter. It says, then I turned and lifted up my eyes and looked, and behold, a flying roll. And he said unto me, what seest thou? And I answered, I see a flying roll. The length thereof is 20 cubits, and the breadth thereof 10 cubits.
All right, so now a cubit, you'll find out there's different people say is a measurement between basically your forearm and here or something like that, which, we were much bigger back in those days, so it could be even bigger than what we think. It could be a meter, a foot, or so forth. But if you say, let's say if we took it as a meter, let's say if we took it as a yard, all right? How many?
It says,
how many cubits?
The length thereof is 20 cubits, and the breadth thereof 10 cubits.
So now I'm going to Google how long is 20 cubits in feet. They'll say that is approximately 30 feet. All right. So let's say 30 feet. By what? 20 cubits by what?
By 10. The breadth thereof 10 cubits.
All right. So if we were just going to use 10 cubits, which is 15 feet, and 20 cubits, which is 30 feet, that's basically about the almost the size of a small house. 30 feet. This 10 feet might be from here to here. That may be 20 feet. To damn near Pop's bedroom be another 10 feet or so, maybe a little plus or minus some, right? But that can be circumference over this whole house. That's a big vehicle. All right, read that again.
It says, verse 2, and he said unto me, what seest thou? And I answered, I see a flying roll.
A flying roll. Now, when you look at a roll, I look at those breakfast rolls. They're cylindrical, they're puffy, so they'll be cylindrical, and then they'll have a puff to them, and they look like a little flying saucer. All right. He said, I see one flying. Now, what's that? A flying piece of bread? Who can make a flying piece of bread with 20 feet by 30 feet or 15 feet by 30 feet? It's impossible, right, for Esau to make a flying bread machine, okay? It's not that. Go ahead.
It says, the length thereof is 20 cubits, and the breadth thereof 10 cubits. Then said he unto me, this is the curse that goeth forth over the face of the whole earth. For everyone that stealeth shall be cut off as on this side according to it, and everyone that sweareth shall be cut off as on that side according to it.
That's right.
I will bring it forth, saith the Lord of hosts, and it shall enter into the house of the thief, and into the house of him that sweareth falsely by my name, and it shall remain in the midst of his house, and shall consume it with the timber thereof and the stones thereof.
So there you go. There goes that chariot, and the way they described it, it will be around basically 30 feet long and wide, all right, and 15 feet high, all right, and it said that it's going to have it's a curse upon the wicked, it's a curse upon the heathens and the wicked, all right, and if it's their curse to the righteous, what is it? Our salvation, our deliverance. And then it said it's going to consume the stones and the timber. So the wood and the stones, it has the nuclear fire or laser beam fire that can melt stone, of course wood, but a stone, right?
Right. And it said that it shall enter into the house of the thief.
That's right.
Who is the thief?
That's right.
This is John 10:10. It says the thief cometh not, but for to steal and to kill and to destroy. I am come that they might have life and that they might have it more abundantly. Right. So who it is that's coming to steal, kill, and destroy? In Job, the 30th chapter, brothers in the know, it's talking about Esau when he was driven into the mountains, right? This is Job 30, and I'm gonna get straight to the point, verse 5. They were driven forth from among men. They cried after them as after a thief.
Right.
So we know who that thief is, man. That thief is talking about Esau. In the house of Esau, the modern day Basra is where, man? America is Babylon.
That's right. So Mosiah said, man, he got vehicles that can destroy them. All right. This is Matthew 26:53. Thinkest thou that I cannot now pray to my Father, and he shall presently give me more than 12 legions of angels? That's the scripture I was thinking about earlier. Brother Bible Secrets Revealed had put it up there. Yahweh Shai is the commander. Matter of fact, I'm gonna get another precept in Joel. Yahweh Shai is the commander. He's the commanding general, bitch ass Johanna, son of a fucking bitch.
Even in Joshua, when Joshua came and seen a man standing there, and he came and said, "Are you for us or are you for our enemies?"
That's right.
And he said, "As the captain of the Lord of hosts, And Joshua bowed down to him. That was Yahweh Shai. You know, he was the captain of the Lord's army, man.
Hey, but proof that who he is, he bowed down to him. He was a regular angel.
The
The
angel
angel would have said, like in John the 22nd chapter, he would say, "See that do it not." The 8th verse, and the 8th through 11th verse, the 8th through 10th verse. He said, John went to bow down before the angel, and the angel said, "No, see thou do it not. I'm your fellow servant," which means your co-worker. And he said, "I'm of your brethren, the prophets." All right, so we're brothers with those. They're looking out for us, man. They're our salvation. They're our brothers. All right. Matter of fact, get that real quick. Get that in John. John. Get that in Revelation, the 22nd chapter. This is Joel 2 and 11. And the Lord shall utter. But matter of fact, I'm going to get verse 10. The earth shall quake before them. The heavens shall tremble. The sun and the moon shall be dark, and the stars shall withdraw their shining. What can make you not see the sun? What can make you not see the moon? It has to be or the stars. It has to be a vehicle so big that it blots it out. When the chariots come, it's going to put darkness on the earth because you're going to be seeing the chariot. All right, the sun is going to be blocked out. The moon is going to be blocked out. All right, that's how huge those chariots are. He said in verse 11, and Yahweh shall utter his voice before his army, for his camp is very great. For he is strong that executeth his word. For the day of the Lord is great and very terrible, and who can abide it? So he said, the Lord shall utter his voice before his army. Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai has an army, and they have vehicles, and those vehicles are chariots. And inside those chariots are angels, and they're black men. They're black angels. All right. And when I say men, I'm not talking about human. I'm talking about males. All right. Because the Most High said he's a man of war. Most High is his name. He's a man. So the angels are men. All right. They're just not human of the earth from the ground. All right. They're angels and spirits of color. Men of color. All right. And he said he's going to utter his voice before his army, and his camp is very great. It's tens and tens of thousands and thousands of angels that's ministering to him, all right? That's serving him, all right? Where are you holding?
Is that Revelation?
Yeah, kind of.
It's Revelation 19 and 10. And I fell at his feet to worship him, and he said unto me, see thou do it not. I am thy fellow servant and of thy brethren that have the testimony of Yahweh Shai. Worship the heavenly Father, for the testimony of Yahweh Shai is the spirit of prophecy.
So he said, hey, yo, don't bow down before me. I'm your fellow servant, co-worker, and of thy brethren, the prophets. All right? See, we're bros. So those angels in these chariots are our brothers, man. It's starting off with our father, Yahweh Shai, and the rest of the angelic heavenly forces. This is Daniel, the 7th chapter, and I'll start with verse 9. I beheld till the thrones were cast down, and the Ancient of Days did sit, whose garment was as white as snow, and the hair of his head like the pure wool. All right, that lets you know that the Ancient of Days, which is Yahweh the Father, all right, before days, the creator of days, all right, he has woolly hair. That's the black man. His throne was like the fiery flame, and his wheels as a burning fire. So Yahweh has a chariot that he rides in. It's massive. It's huge. All right. And it moves and is propelled by an energy propulsion system that they related it to as a fiery flame and as a fire. All right. A fiery stream issued and came forth from before him. He has a fiery stream that can come out of that chariot, a laser beam. All right, concentrated. Best I can say is concentrated laser nuclear fire, something like that. It said thousands ministered unto him, and 10,000 times 10,000 stood before him. The judgment was set, and the books were opened. So he has thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of angels serving him. All right. I beheld then because of the voice of the great words. Okay, let me jump down. Verse 13. I saw in the night visions, and behold, one like the Son of Man, that's Yahweh Shai, came with the clouds of heaven. What's the clouds of heaven? Those are chariots. Those are chariots. All right. And came to the Ancient of Days, and they were brought near before him.
I got a precept.
Go ahead,
I know brothers put on the comment board numerous times. This is Psalms 104:3. Who layeth the beams of his chambers in the waters, who maketh the clouds his chariots, who walketh upon the wings of the wind. You know,
that's right.
This is showing you that those clouds are talking about the chariots.
That's right. That's right, brother. All right. And he said, the Son of Man came with the clouds of heaven and came to the Ancient of Days. Now, the Ancient of Days had a really big chariot, so big that a smaller chariot can go inside the chariot.
Just like
Independence. Let's show you Independence Day. How they had a smaller chariot. They're getting all of this from the scriptures, man. All right. And the chariots represent our Independence Day. All right. So we're hoping for the chariots coming back because it is our independence. That's how we're going to be set free. All right. And there was given him dominion, glory, and kingdom, that all people, nations, and languages should serve him. His dominion is an everlasting dominion which shall not pass away, and his kingdom that which shall not be destroyed. All right. I'm going to jump down to verse 18. But the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever and ever and ever, which means forever and ever and ever. All right. Even forever and ever. But if Yahweh Shai was traveling in the clouds, the chariots, to the Ancient of Days that was traveling in the chariots, what's going to be there? How are we going to take the kingdom? You know, he's going to give us power. He's going to save us through those chariots. And we're going to be, and he's going to give us that power, that spiritual power, our angelic bodies. And we're going to take over the earth. All right. All right. Give me, we did 2 Kings is done, right? Yeah, go. So give me Ezekiel, the first chapter. We're not going to read the whole chapter. We're just going to jump around a little bit in it. But go ahead, give me Ezekiel, the first chapter.
This is Ezekiel, the first chapter. I'm going to start at the 4th verse.
Start with, okay, kind of.
It says, and I looked, and behold, a whirlwind came out of the north.
So he calls it a whirlwind as well. Whirlwinds, clouds, chariots, horses. Go ahead.
A great cloud and a fire enfolding itself.
See, and then now this is Ezekiel. He was doing it in the terms of the language and technology that they had at that time. It was like, man, it's a whirlwind. Why did he call it a whirlwind? Because they seen whirlwinds that was a physical whirlwind that was on the earth, that, you know, like a tornado, a water spout, things like that. That's a whirlwind, right? But it's something that spins. That's the primary reason. And not only spins, but spins fast. Okay? He said, man, damn, I see something that's really spinning. It's like spins fast, like a whirlwind. We even see little bitty small whirlwinds on the ground from time, right? On a particular summer day, it might be a little breezy day, and you'll see the leaves and the dust on the ground, and it'll go in a circular motion. All right? That's the smallest form of a tornado, right? It's small, it's nothing. But the Lord can take that and increase it through His wind, plus and minus, and temperatures and negative ions and positive ion energy and so forth, and temperatures, and He knows how to make that whirlwind. But Ezekiel saw a whirlwind as something that was spinning and going fast, and it's like, man, it was coming out in the sky. It came out of the north, right? And he said, what?
It says, a great cloud.
A great cloud. So that lets you know where the cloud's at. In the sky, right? So that lets you know this thing that was spinning, that was moving fast, was cylindrical like a lot of clouds are, and in the sky like the clouds. And then keep going.
It says, and a fire enfolding itself.
And you can see the He can see the lights, the fire, the engine system. He can see it, hear it, and he's like, wow, this is like a fire enfolding in itself. A nuclear. It was a propulsion system that is causing it to spin and move and have it to propel it and make it move here and there. Go ahead.
And a brightness was about it.
And it had a brightness about it. It glowed. It glowed. All right. I've been blessed once in a while to see a chariot in the daytime, and how I know it's a chariot is because it was shining glow like as if it was nighttime, but it was in the day, and then it'll disappear. Planes don't do that. All right. And it's amazing. It's a brightness about it. Go ahead.
It says, and a brightness was about it, and out of the midst thereof, as the color of amber, out of the midst of the fire.
So it was spinning and moving, and like a fire, and it had a brightness about it. It was a chariot. How about you? I was shy. Go ahead.
Also, out of the midst thereof came the likeness of 4 living creatures. And this was their appearance. They had the likeness of a man.
So they had people, creatures, inside the chariots. And they had the likeness of a man. They looked like a man. All right? It's going to break it down too. Go ahead.
And every one had 4 faces. And every one had 4 wings. And their feet were straight feet. And the sole of their feet was like the sole of a calf's foot.
So if you go take a calf, go get you a cow. Look at his feet. What color is his feet? Brown. All right. Go ahead.
And they sparkled like the color of burnished brass.
And they sparkled like burnt brass. So guess what color the men of the chariots who were operating the chariots, guess what color they were? They were black, so-called black. All right. They were of color. Those are our brothers. All right. That's who's flying in those chariots, our brothers. All right. Go ahead.
And they had the hands of a man under their wings.
Jump down to verse 9.
Verse 9. It says, their wings were joined one to another. They turned not when they went. They went every one straight forward.
Okay, so in the chariots, now when you got a normal plane, a normal plane, I almost wish I would make one of them paper airplanes real quick. But if this is a plane, when it's flying, it moves like this. When it wants to turn, the flaps go up and it banks and it moves and flies like this just to make the turn. And then they move on this way or up or down. They have to bank and do this. All right. They said these went straight forward wherever the spirit was to go. Matter of fact, jump to verse 12.
It says, and they went every one straight forward. Whether the spirit was to go, they went, and they turned not when they went.
So, according to the scriptures, if this was a chariot and it went wherever it wanted to go, and if it wanted to turn, it said it didn't have to turn, but it went straight forward. So, if they were going this way, they can go this way. They can go down. They can go over here. They can go up here. They can do this. They can do whatever. They don't have to bank. They don't have to swerve. They just dip, move. Up, diagonal, left, right, up and down. All right, that's the chariots, man. Because Esau doesn't have planes with that technology. All right, go ahead.
And as for the likeness of the living creatures, their appearance was like burning coals of fire.
So you take a coal. Now we all barbecued. What shape is the coal? It's cylindrical in shape with a little height on it, and then it's circular or cylindrical in shape. All right, and when you light the coal on fire, it glows, right? Because it's providing heat to cook the food. Well, he said, "Damn, it looked like a coal." That's what it looked like. It looks like a little burnt coal flying around. Go ahead.
It says, and like the appearance of lamps, it went up and down among the living creatures.
So it went up and down among the living creatures. They'll come out of the heavenly realm into the earthly realm, all right, and they'll come back up and down. Sometimes they came to, beam someone up to take them up because they passed, and they would take them to the spirit world. Sometimes a woman got pregnant and it was about to get pregnant. They put that seed into whoever bloodline is supposed to be in, and cause them to get pregnant and put that spirit back down on the earth. They go back up to do those type of things, and also, like I said earlier, to deal with different people and speak to different people and start different things for the Lord's will be done. Go ahead.
It says, and the fire was bright, and out of the fire went forth lightning. And the living creatures ran and returned as the appearance of a flash of lightning.
So they're super fast. So that's the reason why if you go into Google and YouTube and so forth, you'll find videos of the NASA have the space cameras and shit out there and space stations, and you'll see them the chariots toying with them. They try to shoot lasers at them, and they just move. They dip. They wait till it and they dip. They wait till another shot. They dip, and they'll just hover around and play with them. It's been it's been ones in the heavens where you'll see two jets chasing a chariot, and the chariot just toying. They'll speed up and then slow down, speed up and slow down, and just fuck with them. There's been where the chariots have came and manipulated the missile silos and turn it on and off the missiles, letting them know we fuck with y'all. Go ahead.
It says, now as I beheld the living creatures, behold, one wheel upon the earth by the living creatures with his four faces. The appearance of the wheels and their works was like unto the color of a beryl.
And beryl is, you can have different types of beryl. You have green or brown, different types of beryl, and sometimes it's sparkling too. Go ahead.
It says, and they four had one likeness, and their appearance and their work was as it were a wheel in the middle of a wheel.
So you go to Independence Day, you look at the main ship, the big mothership. It was a wheel, and then you had a wheel within the wheel, and out of the middle wheels where they sent the beam down to fuck up shit. All right, where did they get that idea from? Right here in the scriptures. All right, go ahead.
When they went upon their four sides, and they returned not when they went.
And they turned not when they went. So they, like we said before, if they want to go up, they go up, down, left, right, all around, whatever they want to do, they travel however they wanted to. Go ahead.
As for their rings, they were so high that they were dreadful, and their rings were full of eyes round about them four.
So they had lights and they had windows and then they could come up and down, and then they can go so high to the point where it's like, wow, what the fuck? And they'll come down and they move. That's an amazing sight. It's amazing. That's the reason why when we see the chariots, and we usually see them very high, we don't get a chance, not often, to see them come down low. Once in a while we do. And when we see them low, it's like, oh wow, it's even more, but it's an amazing thing. All right, go ahead.
It says, and when the living creatures went, the wheels went by them. And when the living creatures were lifted up from the earth, the wheels were lifted up. Whithersoever the spirit was to go, they went. Thither was their spirit to go, and the wheels were lifted up over against them, for the spirit of the living creature was in the wheels. When those went, these went. And when those stood, these stood. And when those were lifted up from the earth, the wheels were lifted up over against them, for the spirit of the living creature was in the wheels. And the likeness of the firmament upon the heads of the living creatures was as the color of the terrible crystal stretched forth over their heads above.
So I mean, that's good enough. Basically, the chariots, they enter in, they go out, they enter in and out of the atmosphere. They are beautiful to behold. They sparkle. They look like rainbows because they have different colors that that we were talking about earlier, and it's an amazing sight. And that's what we're hoping to come and save us. All right.
Yeah, I just jumped down to get that since you mentioned it. Back in Ezekiel 1, I'm going to jump down to verse 28. It says, as the appearance of the bow that is in the cloud in the day of rain, so was the appearance of the brightness round about. This was the appearance of the likeness of the glory of the Lord. And when I saw it, I fell upon my face, and I heard a voice of one that spake, which goes back to that rainbow being upon the head. of that angel in Revelation the 10th chapter. It's talking about a chariot.
That's right. So we're gonna end on because we can go all day. There's a lot of other precepts to back all this up, but there's a lot of good stuff came out. We'll end in Edwards.
13.
Yeah, that's the spirit. We'll end there because I'm gonna have to get ready for work in a little bit. So I don't want to end. However willing, we'll be in our regular. Today is Monday, right? We will have our regular live show this after work this evening. If the spirit jumps on us, we'll do another one. If not, we'll follow wherever the spirit sends us. But yeah, Khan. Go ahead.
This is 2nd Ezra 13. I'm starting at the top. And it came to pass after 7 days, I dreamed a dream by night. And lo, there arose a wind from the sea that it moved all the waves thereof. And I beheld, and lo, that man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven. And when he turned his countenance to look, all the things trembled that were seen under him. And whensoever the voice went out of his mouth.
So, come on, man, this is so heavy. I just got wooed by this listening. But go back and start again, Bob.
Verse 3. And I beheld, and lo, that man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven.
All right. Matter of fact, you had the second Ezra
13.
13, and you start with 3.
I started at the top. But
okay.
I reread verse 3.
All right. Go ahead, brother.
Verse 3 again. And I beheld, and lo, that man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven.
So there you go. There's the Spirit of the Lord saying again, there's going to be thousands and thousands of chariots and thousands of angels within these chariots. All right. Like sorry, it's like in Psalms 121:1, brother lawyer from Miami. I will lift up mine eyes into the hills, from whence cometh my help. My help cometh from the Lord, which made the heaven and the earth. The beautiful precept. It goes right into the topic. The chariots are our help, our deliverance, our salvation. We're looking for those chariots, man. We want to be beamed up in those chariots, man. So that's why we love chariot watching. Go ahead.
It says, that man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven. And when he turned, it was crazy. On a side note in my book that they printed here, it says clouds.
Okay, that's right.
It says, and when he turned his countenance to look, all the things trembled that were seen under him.
Now, didn't it say when Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, I was about to say Yahweh Shai and say at the same time. What did Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai say in the scriptures? When he comes, every knee shall what?
Wow.
And every tongue shall what?
Confess.
All right? That he's the power. Every knee shall bow, every tongue shall confess that Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai is the power. All right? That's why everyone's going to tremble when these chariots come. People going to lose their fucking mind, man. And we going to tremble. The elect going to tremble too, because as we see them, we going to see it in the magnitude and the glory of the Lord. Man, we dropping down. He said every knee. He said every knee except the elect.
No.
He said every knee shall bow. Man, we gonna be like, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, Babaku Shai, please. We gonna be lifting up our heads, crying out and pleading to the Lord for salvation. All right, go ahead.
Verse 4, and whensoever the voice went out of his mouth, all they burnt that heard his voice.
And his voice, now that means he was sitting out there. I said no. It's what out of the mouth of what is the opening. What's a mouth is also an opening, right? Well, the mouth of the chariot is an opening where energy, nuclear energy, laser beam fire energy, concentrated fire, supernatural holy fire can come get beamed down. All right, go ahead.
It says, all they burnt that heard his voice, like as the earth filleth when it filleth with fire.
That's right.
And after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men out of number from the four winds of heaven to subdue the man that came out of the sea.
So what is all these nations going to do? They said, what did Ronald Reagan say? What if there's some great force basically from outer space comes in where we have to unite and come together against this little shaking head and looking ass? You know what I'm saying? He said it, and because these elites know the scriptures, man. They know that the Lord is about to come. So they're going to do what? They're going to stop World War III, to try to fight against the Lord. I can't. It's just funny, man. It's like trying to throw a pebble to attack a ship, a tank. What are you gonna do throwing rocks at a tank? Not gonna do anything. Matter of fact, it might come back and hit you, depending on how you throw it. All right. So they're gonna try to fight the Lord. All right. Go ahead.
The brother GMS, prisoner of hope of Yahweh Shah, said the famous Independence Day scene.
That's right.
Which is right, man. Because in Revelation, when it speaks of the war in heaven, Michael and his angels fought against the devil and his angels. This is what it's talking about, man.
That's right.
It's talking about the chariots fighting against Esau and his planes and his fighter jets and shit.
And they will not win.
That's right.
There's no way, like Yaki said, they're not going to be, Jeff Bloomberg or Goldblum, whatever the fuck his name is, finding a vehicle, a chariot. They're going to find a chariot that just happened to get shot down, or that they crashed down, and that they were able to,
the Roswell chariot.
Right. And then they're gonna fly it up and go into the mouth of the chariot to the back door, and they're gonna go in and upload a virus into, and it's gonna make all the Lord's chariots fall down. And so Esau is fantastical with his bullshit, man. It's just funny, man.
At least he got an awesome imagination,
man.
It says, verse 5. It says, and after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men out of number from the four winds of heaven to subdue the man that came out of the sea. But I beheld, and lo, he had graved himself a great mountain and flew upon it. So he likened the chariot again to the size of a mountain, which means there's going to be some motherships out there, right? You got the great, I don't fuck mothership. I'm going to say fatherships. You're going to have a great fathership. How his ship, he's the great big ship. Yahushua has a big ship. All right. And there's certain other ships that's going to be chariots of multiple sizes and multiple shapes. And all right, and they're going to be coming down. Go ahead. It says, I'm gonna read 6 again. But I beheld, and lo, he had raised himself a great mountain and flew up upon it. But I would have seen the region or place whereout the hill was graven, and I could not. So fuck Planet Risk, polite, no light. You sound like Planet Risk, where they make the Angel Factory. That was Elizabeth. Oh, they manufacture angels on a different planet. Right. But he agreed to it. I think the one who started said it originally. Was polite. But bottom line is all that shit. Yeah, is that fucking madness, man. All right, go ahead. He said he couldn't see where it was graven, and he could not. All right. It says, and after this I beheld, and lo, all they which were gathered together to subdue him were sore afraid, and yet durst fight. So they're gonna be scared as fuck, but they still gonna try to fight the Lord. They're gonna be like, oh shit. You know, what's that? Coming to America? No, not coming to America. Harlem Nights. They went up there and said, I'm gonna kill you quick. I'm gonna kill you. They got the big, the Tommy guns and shit. And then the one guy, pow, pow, pow. You know, so it's like, stop. Get away, right? They're going to try to fight against the Lord, and it's going to be like them trying to throw a wooden dart. They don't even got the little gun. They try to throw wooden darts and pebbles, you know what I'm saying, at the Lord. It's like, how you going to even still try to fight the Most High, man? All right? That's because they got that pride, man. Like GMS Winnipeg Prophet said, a suicide mission, you know? And that's absolutely right. All right? Go ahead, brother. So like I want to read the comment. Yeah. Verse 9. And lo, as he saw the violence of the multitude that came, he neither lifted up his hand, nor held sword, nor any instrument of war. He didn't have to. Why? Because he had nuclear fire. All right. He didn't have to bring out guns, and he had to go down there and bring out physical swords and go ahead on and subdue Esau by the antiquated means of fighting. No, he said, no, I got a chariot. I ain't got to sit up there and no, I just press a button. Boop. Go ahead. For the Archipelago said, I can imagine those people in those jets going to battle the chariots, going to fly with their eyes closed, crying loud.
Yeah.
It's like that scene in the first Independence Day when the old drunk dude was the pilot.
Right.
And he
Randy
flew
Quaid.
up into the right. Yep.
Randy Quaid is like, oh, fuck it. Tell my daughter I love her. Tell my kids I love them. And the boom, they're gonna tear. Man, I'm telling you, man, Esau got a fucking imagination out of this world, bro. Go ahead, bro.
It says, verse 10. But only I saw that he sent out his mouth as it had been a blast of fire, and out of his lips a flaming breath, and out of his tongue he cast out sparks and tempests. It goes back to Habakkuk where it says those horns that was coming out of his hand. It says, verse 11, and they were all mixed together, the blast of fire, the flaming breath, and the great tempest, and fell with violence upon the multitude which was prepared to fight, and burnt them up every one, so that upon a sudden of an innumerable multitude nothing was to be perceived, but only but only dust. It says, but only dust and smell of smoke. When I saw this, I was afraid.
So he said, man, it was a blast of fire, sparks and tempests, mixed together. Blast of fire, flaming breath, great tempest, all mixed together. He said he was trying to describe it, and he couldn't even say, man, I don't know. Take some fire, take a blast of this, take this and that. It was like all mixed together. And then it also said that when it came down, whoever was trying to fight him, it burnt every one of them up. So that's why we tell these stupid ass niggas going into Esau military, especially now in this day and age, everyone that's joined with them shall be struck through, thrust through. All right. And he said so damn bad that it was he said burnt up everyone, so that it that upon a sudden, I mean instantly when it came down, instant, on a sudden, there was nothing was to be perceived but dust and the smell of smoke.
Goes back to War of the Worlds with Tom Cruise.
That's right.
Got the zapping their ass, man, turning their ass into dust, man.
That's right, brother. That's right. All right, go ahead.
Oh, continue.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot. 2nd Esdras 13, verse 12. It says, afterward I saw the same man come down from the mountain and call unto him an other peaceable multitude.
So wait a minute. Somebody got killed. But then he called somebody that did not get killed. This is coming down to the point, man. The chariots are our deliverance. All right, go ahead.
And there came much people unto him, whereof some were glad.
That's the righteous elect.
Some were sorry. Some of them were bound, and others some bought of them that were offered. Then was I sick through great fear, and I awaked and said.
All right, so the Lord came to save some, and he came to kill some. All right, which part do you want to be part of? Do you want to be the part of the ones being brought in, or the ones being destroyed? All right, and that's basically it.
Can I read through this last chapter, brother? Because it was in my spirit the whole time when we was talking before we started it, and I'm like, oh, we must needs read that. And then I forgot all about it. And then the brother, I believe it was GMS ATL Mahar. I believe it was that brother. He posted Psalms 91 and verse 4.
Go ahead, brother.
But just want to kind of just read through the whole Psalms 91, and we'll willingly end it with that.
Yeah. This is Sabbath anyway. There's nothing. It's more. It's not fitting because that's the Sabbath psalm right there.
Yep. This is Psalms 91. It says, "He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty."
And that's the spirit, because I wanted to bring out. It's so many precepts came through my spirit. One was that shadow, that cloud coming out of Egypt. All right, it was a pillar by day, a cloud by day, and a pillar of fire by night. That was a huge monolithic mega chariot.
Right.
All right, it was and it overshadowed the people, because walking through a wilderness. Matter of fact, You show me a group where a whole nation has walked through a fucking desert, where in the summertime and the daytime in the desert, it gets up to hundreds and hundreds of degrees, 115, 120, 130 degrees hot. And at night it gets cold, 50, 10, degrees, 10 degrees, and so forth.
Mm-hmm.
That by the Lord saved us from Egypt before by a great chariot, and in the daytime it made sure it was a refreshing, cooling, block the sun, so we can actually walk on, and not burn the fuck up. And then at night when it got cold, it turned on the heat, you know what I'm saying, and made sure that it provided warmth to us in the coolness. Lord is cold, man. He saved us by chariots the first time from coming out of Egypt to then he's going to save us this time with chariot 2. All right.
Right. So brother had posted it. This is GMS Winnipeg Prophets. He had posted it a while back. Numbers 9 and 16. It says, "So it was always, the cloud covered it by day, and the appearance of fire by night."
That's right.
And I said it was GMS ATL. The brother that put the Psalm 19 was GMS Arya Bunya Howder.
Okay.
But continue on. Verse 2, it says, "I will say of the Lord, he is my refuge and my fortress, my power, in him will I trust. Surely he shall deliver thee from the snare of the fowler and from the noisome pestilence." Let's talk about those missiles, man, getting beamed up.
That's right.
It says, "He shall cover thee with his feathers, and under his wings shalt thou trust."
That's right.
His truth shall be
Well,
thy
he
shield.
he said under his wings, right?
Yep.
So then Yahushua says, like a hen trying to gather her chicks together, he's been trying to gather us. He's been trying to cover us. Well, he's got the mothership, all right, the fathership. He's trying to get us beamed up and protect us from what? The destruction down here. All right, go ahead.
It says, verse 5, "Thou shalt not be afraid for the terror by night, nor for the arrow that flieth by day, nor for the pestilence that walketh in darkness, nor for the destruction that wasteth at noonday. 1,000 shall fall at thy side, and 10,000 at thy right hand."
So, and he's talking about the destruction that's going to come down through those chariots, which they so-called UFOs. There's going to be a lot of death, man. A lot of people are going to get destroyed through the chariots of the Lord, man. Go ahead.
It says, "But it shall not come nigh thee."
But so that fire and that destruction is going to come near the wicked, but it's not going to come near the elect. All right, go ahead.
It says,
That's our deliverance. That's chariots are our deliverance.
"Only with thine eyes shalt thou behold and see the reward of the wicked, because thou hast made the Lord, which is my refuge, even the Most High, thy habitation. There shall no evil befall thee, neither shall any plague come nigh thy dwelling."
So if we trust in Yahweh Shem Yahushai, he's going to bring us through. And like GMS Winnipeg Prophet said, and we mentioned that he said, hell, NASA shut off their live stream because of a chariot went into view. And we mentioned that. And was that before the thing, the internet fucked up? Or was that after? When I mentioned about NASA.
It was before.
Right. And that's probably one of the reasons why they shut it off, because we had mentioned that. And that's the Most High is revealing it. That's why the cracker, when they seeing these chariots come in and out of the atmosphere and showing themselves on screen just to fuck with them, that's is vexing their spirits. That's another reason why they're speeding up their plan.
And one thing we was talking about last night out there in Gary, Indiana, with the Mashapot, the scripture says, I'm gonna read verse 9 again, "Because thou hast made the Lord, which is my refuge, even the Most High, thy habitation." Habitation is living, dwelling in it, man. So it ain't just on your respective days that you go out. You live in the Lord. We live in Yahweh Shai, man. That's every day. You know, we apply these scriptures every day. And then Paul said, "As you obey in my presence, now much more in my absence." So, you know, so what you do when you by yourself, man, hey, that's the majority of your conduct what you get you saved, man.
That's right.
Are you studying and being a Hebrew Israelite when you by yourself every day, man? Not just when you around the brothers or when you at camp, you know. Just a little side note.
That's right, brother. But hey, that's right. I mean, we got to earn the deliverance somehow. Sure ain't gonna earn deliverance resting on your laurels. Oh, I believe, and then you're sitting on your ass. Faith without works is dead, you know, and works without faith is dead. There's people who are doing this work, but not with real faith. They're going through the motions. That's not going to save you. All right, you got to go not only do these works, but you got to believe in the words that you're saying. You got to believe in the scriptures. You got to believe in everything of the Yahweh Bashem Yahushua.
It says, verse 10, there shall no evil befall thee, neither shall any plague come nigh thy dwelling. For he shall give his angels charge over thee to keep thee in all thy ways. They shall bear thee up in their hands, lest thou dash thy foot against a stone. Thou shalt tread upon the lion and adder, the young lion and the dragon shalt thou trample under feet. Because he has set his love upon me, therefore will I deliver him. I will set him on high, because he hath known my name.
So he's going to set them on high, huh? So he's going to place them and set them where? In the chariots, right? Mm-hmm. And he's going to put us over all the governments. He's going to put us over all the peoples, over all creation forever and ever and ever. Because we know the name of Yahweh.
I was just going to say that.
Right. Because we know his name. I'm not going to even say his name right now because it might be an Edomite on the scoff board, comment board. So I will be coy with the name. You brothers know what the name is.
Lightning bolt.
Yeah.
Right.
And I'm not going to, I was half of me is tempted to try to you know, he asked the question, you know, why he made Esau and somebody just to kill him, destroy him.
Yeah.
And you know, he made them to be destroyed. You don't know the scriptures, and one of the brothers told him, "Go buy from the sellers."
Right. One of the brothers told him to read Proverbs 16:4, man.
Yeah. Right.
He made the wicked for that evil day, man.
That's right.
To be destroyed.
That's right. And I was thinking of Romans, because the clay, the potter, you have power clay. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So a vessel made for dishonor, and that vessel. Sometimes you make a vessel. A toilet is mean to what? Catch shit. Ashtrays do what? To catch ashes and cigarette butts. And is that a thing of glory? No. You said Psalms what? 115. Yaki gave a drive-by precept. He did the drive-by precept.
This is Psalms 115:3. But our power is in the heavens. Right. He hath done whatsoever he pleased.
So yeah. So all right. So there you go. Go ahead on and finish that 91.
Right. It says, verse 14. Because he hath set his love upon me, therefore will I deliver him. I will set him on high, because he hath known my name. He shall call upon me, and I will answer him. I will be with him in trouble. I will deliver him and honor him. With long life.
So so the Lord said he's going to destroy. He had nothing but destruction to those wicked, right?
Yep.
But he's saying, I'm giving long life, which is eternal life. He's giving us all these beautiful things and righteousness and blessings and writing the law, statutes, commandments in our heart and doing all these beautiful things for the righteous. That's what we're hoping for. Go ahead.
It says, with long life will I satisfy him and show him my salvation. That was it.
In that chapter.
Yep.
All right. So that was Psalms 91, right?
Mm-hmm.
So bottom line, long story short, the so-called Negro, Latino, Native American Indians are the biblical Hebrew Israelites by blood. The Lord's going to save the righteous of them and destroy the wicked Israelites, 66%, the 2/3, and it's going to destroy them. To answer your question, lightning bolt, out of basically all these other nations, including the white man, Chinese, Japanese, all of them, some of them are going to be enslaved, some of them going to be killed, but all nations are going to be put under our power and our subjection, under our rulership, and we're going to rule with the scriptures, which is in righteousness. If you go into all the law, statutes, commandments, it talks about, but first and foremost, loving the Most High Creator and appreciating the life that He's given you. Also, don't do this and don't do that so you can live in harmony and peace with all men. All right? These are the things. We're going to set it up to where there's going to be a utopian society, period. Life is going to be livable, manageable, lovable. It's not going to be the bullshit that's out there. So we're praying to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai to come save us, deliver us, so we can get the fuck out of here, so we can have the everlasting kingdom. We don't have to go through all the bullshit that we're going through right now. So we got so much more to read into it. I got to be working in less than 30 minutes, so I'm going to wrap it up here. I appreciate all you Akim who joined in on the comment boards, and even this, Lightning Bolt Scoffer. He's not really even Scoffer. He asked some questions, and Lightning Bolt, tune in again. And most, as I see you say, I don't get this shit. I know you don't get it. It's a lot to get first and foremost. Then it's not meant for everyone to get, but eventually you're gonna get it.
That's right. hey, Daniel 12 and 10, I believe it is, says none of the wicked will understand. Right. So if you truly are an Edomite, you ain't gonna get it anyway.
That's right.
That's
right. So, but bottom line is, all praises and honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles and prophets out there. Double honors to the apostles at GMS doing the work of the Lord. Honors to all the Akim around the planet lifting up the name of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, and truth and sincerity. GMS Soldier of Yahweh said, I love watching your videos, learn so much from all y'all Akim. Same sentiments to all the Akim. We love watching the Akim. We love being encouraged and exhorted, lifted up and built up by the men of the Lord. And it's all praises to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. He's the one who inspires and instigates everything, and we appreciate him. So let's continue to look for Yahweh Shai and the chariots of the Lord, of Yasharallah, our deliverance. And may we see you all in the chariots and on the other side. With that, we're going to say shalom until the next episode.
Hey, shalom.